August 10, 2019, New York City. Inside a federal jail cell, one of the most infamous men in America was found dead. His name, Jeffrey Epstein, a billionaire, a power player, a guy who rolled with presidents, royalty, tech moguls, Wall Street sharks, and, according to federal prosecutors, a serial predator running a trafficking operation right under everybody's nose. By the time he died, the whole country was asking the same thing. How did this guy get away with it for decades? Let's rewind. Brooklyn, 1953. Epstein wasn't born into money. No silver spoon, no political dynasty. Just a regular kid from a working-class neighborhood. But here's the thing about Epstein. He knew how to sell himself. Confidence, through the roof, charm, on demand. He could walk into a room full of billionaires and act like he owned the place. In the 1970s, somehow, without even finishing college, he landed a job teaching at the elite Dalton School in Manhattan. That's not normal. That's connections, that's hustle. That's someone spotting an opportunity and grabbing it. From there, he pivoted to Wall Street. He got into Bear Stearns, and suddenly he's playing in the big leagues. Finance, high net worth clients, serious money. But he didn't stay long. He left and started his own financial operation. And this is where things start getting murky. He claimed he managed money for billionaires. But nobody really knew who his clients were. It was always vague. Private, off the record. Still, the cash kept flowing. Private jets, a massive Manhattan townhouse, an estate in Palm Beach, a ranch in New Mexico, and then that island, Little St. James, a private island in the US Virgin Islands, on the surface, a tropical paradise. Blue water, palm trees, zero paparazzi. But according to victims and prosecutors, it was something else entirely. Through the 1990s and early 2000s, Epstein leveled up socially. He wasn't just rich, he was plugged in. He hung out with former President Bill Clinton. He was photographed with Prince Andrew. He was at elite dinners, science conferences, high society events. And right there with him was Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell wasn't just arm candy. Prosecutors later said she was a key recruiter, a facilitator, the person who allegedly helped bring young girls into Epstein's world. And here's where this story gets dark. Mid-2000s, Palm Beach, Florida. A 14-year-old girl tells her mum she was abused. Detectives start digging. And once they start talking to more girls, it's like opening a floodgate. Multiple teenagers, some just 14. They say they were recruited for massages, paid cash, then pressured into sexual acts. It wasn't random. Police believed they had enough for serious felony charges. We're talking major time, but in 2008, Epstein cuts a deal, a sweetheart deal. Instead of facing federal sex trafficking charges, he pleads guilty to state prostitution charges, serves 13 months, and get this, he's allowed to leave jail 6 days a week for work release. That's not normal. Victims weren't even fully informed. And part of that agreement protected potential co-conspirators. People were stunned. After jail, he basically slid back into high society, still wealthy, still connected. It was like nothing happened. Then 2018 hits. The Miami Herald drops an investigative bombshell. They expose the details of the 2008 plea deal. Public outrage explodes. Social media lights up. Suddenly, the pressure is back on. In July 2019, Epstein gets arrested again, this time by federal prosecutors in New York. Sex trafficking of minors. The indictment describes a pattern, dozens of victims. He pleads not guilty, gets denied bail. Locked up in the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan. Then things get weird. July 23, 2019. He's found injured in his cell. Possible suicide attempt, officials say. He's put on suicide watch. August 10th, he's found dead. Official ruling, suicide by hanging, and instantly, the internet loses its mind. Security cameras malfunctioned, guards reportedly asleep. Paperwork errors. It sounded like a Netflix script. Conspiracy theories exploded. Some people believed he was silenced, others said it was gross negligence. Either way, he never went to trial, he never testified, he never named names in court, and that's the part that still haunts people. After his death, attention shifted toward Ghislaine Maxwell. She went quiet for a while. Then in 2020, she's arrested. In 2021, After a high-profile federal trial, she's convicted on sex trafficking charges, sentenced to 20 years. But even with that conviction, people still have questions. How did he build that kind of wealth? Who signed off on that deal? The Epstein case wasn't just about one predator. It exposed how power works, how elite circles protect their own, and it forced America to confront something uncomfortable. Justice doesn't always hit the powerful the same way. Epstein's properties were sold off, his island listed, his mansion emptied out. But the questions? They're still hanging in the air. At the core of it all, this isn't about gossip, it's about survivors. About a system that failed them once. Jeffrey Epstein built a life that looked unstoppable. But behind the velvet ropes, there was a criminal enterprise. This case changed how people look at power. And maybe the biggest takeaway is this: truth can stay buried for a long time, but not forever.